my goodness. It is Wednesday, y'all. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It is Thursday.
Actually,
So
it's
we
Thursday.
actually one more day closer to Friday. Oh my goodness. First of all, y'all, let's apologize for not going live on yesterday. We had some technical difficulties. But hey, that's what happens when you go live. Sometimes it happens. So I appreciate the fans that watched the previous episode on yesterday and that are watching now. So happy Thursday to you all. Thank you all for sticking by us, being supportive. We definitely appreciate that. But today, oh my goodness, y'all in for a treat. Y'all are in for a treat. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to LP. I call her LP. That's my boo name. I call her LP. She got a story to tell you all. It's a wonderful story. So, LP, how was your weekend and how was your week up to this point so far?
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on the show. I truly, truly appreciate you inviting me to the show. So thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. No
And
problem.
my weekend was good. I went to a couple events up in Atlanta over the
Okay.
past weekend um, for some business things that I've got going on that you have knowledge of. So I
Yes, I've
did
been having
that,
privy
and it
to.
was
Yes.
yes, yes, and it was very successful, very
Okay.
successful. Things went well. Met some really good people. That's going to help this project that I'm working on to go forward.
Let's go
So it
forward.
went well. Yes.
Good. We love to that positive. And you all, when I get permission, I would definitely let you all know what the project is. And of course, she will be back to share all the goodies and the good information on it. But it's definitely, oh my goodness, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's all I'm going to say. So y'all got to wait like me. Oh my goodness. I actually, this weekend, what did I do? Well, my mom's church, my hometown church, they actually went back into the building. So I've been designated as the technology person. So
Okay.
I was in church making sure they was online and everything was up and running and working out some of the technical difficulties. So I did that, which was great. I was happy I could help. I did that.
Absolutely.
Got me a good Sunday meal in. And I actually, like, I wash clothes. Like, say for instance, I can wash clothes in a day, no problem. But folding them up and putting them up, now that's a whole different story. So I took a basket. I did a basket. I said, okay, we put up a basket. We're working on another basket this week. So after the
Okay.
show, I got a basket on the bed. So my goal is to put up another basket before I go to bed.
Before you get into bed, that was a good
Right.
place to put it, so that you can't go to bed until you fold the clothes. So that's a good
Exactly. So if I put that up, I'll be down two baskets and I got one more to go.
one. Okay. Okay. We.
But this is the sad part. By the time I put the third basket, we time to wash all over again. See the
I was
constant
gonna say
cycle.
that. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to jump too far ahead of your wash cycle.
It's gonna be time to wash again. You be like, but it's all good. And then I got my car service, so you all know. Anytime you take the car to the dealership and get it serviced, they always hit your pockets. But I gotta say, my baby was worth it. She never put me down. It's been all good. So I got her service. She needed some major service. She got 200,000 miles on her, so needed to treat her
Ooh,
right because she has treated me right these last 5 years.
that
5
baby gonna be
years.
down the road. I'd have been in a few of those car trips when we didn't put a few miles on
Yes. Put a
cruise.
few
So
miles
yeah,
on her. Yes. Oh my goodness, 200,000 miles in 5 years. That's a ride.
that's a ride or die.
Right. Exactly. So, y'all, today's topic. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today's topic is near and dear to me, to my heart, because I have family members and friends that have survived breast cancer. And breast cancer is largely affects women, especially African American women in our community. And sometimes we're not able to get the help that we need or not having the right support system. Because part of healing is having the right support system around you. So this is why I take the time out during the month of October to have people like Leah and other guests that I had on the show to share their stories. So that if you ever in a situation, you can always play back to this video and see what they went through, see how they made it, and maybe reach out to people. You know, there's some support groups that are out here in Atlanta, across the world that you can call and say, hey, I need somebody to talk to. Because mental health is part of healing of any disease or sickness that you have. You need help. You know, we go through different battles. So I just want to share some statistics that I found on the internet from the Breast Cancer Foundation, the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and I was kind of shocked. Even though I've been doing the series this month, I've always been learning different things. But some of the things that they shared is in this year alone, and keep in mind we went through COVID and everything else that we're going through in 2020. In this year alone, it is estimated that they will have 276,480 new cases of invasive breast cancer. That is a lot.
That's
That
a lot.
is a lot. And like I said, we all know what 2020 has brought on. So with the COVID and everything else, and then to have a large number of new cases of invasive breast cancer that will be diagnosed as women, and as well as 48,530 new cases of non-invasive. So I was like, wow, that is a large number. That covers a magnitude of people. That is a wide range. 64% of the breast cancer cases are diagnosed at a localized stage. There is no sign that the cancer has spread outside the breast, for which the 5-year survival rate is 99%. This year, an estimated of 42,170 women will die from breast cancer in the United States. And I'm just like, wow. And men just don't think it's about women. A lot of men don't realize men can get breast cancer as well. And even though it's rare, men get breast cancer. I have never met anybody, but I've heard stories. I would love to do an interview on a man that would like to share his story and share his journey. But in 2020, they have estimated that 2,620 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer this year in the United States. And out of that 2,620, they have said approximately 520 people will likely die. Like, wow. Wow. 1 in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. So, y'all, these are some serious facts. So, we got to have this conversation. We got to talk about it, whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, whatever you call yourself. You got to talk about it because you got to have your health. If you don't have your health, you can't see about you, nobody else can't experience life. So, this is one of the reasons why we have to have these hard conversations. And so, today's topic is surviving breast cancer as a lesbian lady. I mean, hey, I know a lot of people don't realize breast cancer. Breast cancer, no. First of all, everybody's experiences is different, point blank, period. But then there's other things in life that you will learn that you're gonna learn that wow, never thought about it from that aspect. Never thought about it from that point. So you all hold on for this ride. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait till she opens up and share her story. It's amazing. Before I get her brief introduction, let me tell y'all, LP, that's my boo, that's my boom, that's my ride or die, that's my boo. That's, oh my goodness, I have known her since 2008. She knew me when I was on dialysis, so she's seen me transition from dialysis to getting a kidney transplant. So she has been in my life that long. She was my master barber in Atlanta for years. I stayed in her chair every Friday. Leah, I need to come through. I need to come through. Yes, she was out on Camp Creek. She always got me right, got me tight, got me hooked up. And let me tell y'all something, by the way. If y'all don't treat y'all mamas right, shame on y'all. Bring them something to eat. You know they sitting there on their feet all day long. Bring them something to eat. At least offer. Bring them a salad, some water, a juice, a Gatorade, or something. Bring them something. They sitting on their feet, cutting everybody hair back to back. And you know y'all be late, throwing out their schedule, no shows, last minute fit me in. Feed them people. I always try to make sure my barber gets in and tip them. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I had to get it out of my system.
Glad you feel better about that situation. And thanks for
Yes.
putting that PR out there for all us barbers out there.
Okay, because I've been treating y'all right. Shoot. I always come up with something. Oh my goodness. But anyway, y'all, I've not heard we travel together, we work together. It's been amazing, amazing time. She has taught me some things in life. And I cherish near and dear. Her family treats me, love me just as their own. So does my family. We've been to different other family functions and events. It is amazing. We definitely have great experiences.
Yeah.
So let me give a brief introduction. Born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, baby. Whew, child, it's snow up there. Can't roll with
Yeah.
her. It's snow.
Yes, it's cold.
Yes, cold. Yes. After graduating from high school, she moved over to Washington, D.C. and stayed in D.C. for about 10 years. Now, D.C. was nice. I bet you had fun over in D.C., you know.
I love DC.
Yes,
Love, love, love
D.C.
DC.
was nice. When I got a chance to really let loose in DC, I understood why they say DMV, baby. I fully understood
Chocolate
it.
City.
I seen it.
Absolutely. DC
Understood
is
it.
the place to
Great.
be.
Yes. So after 2 years, she went back home to Cincinnati, stayed for 7 more years. But you know, in Cincinnati, I guess she got tired of the snow and said it's time to do something better. And she decided to get a taste of the little southern hospitality. So she moved down to Atlanta in 2007. And y'all, she has been with us down here in the dirty, dirty South, and we have appreciated her being here. You all help me welcome Leah Pierce, aka LP. Welcome,
Thank you,
Leah.
Francis.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
no problem. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being honest. I know it takes guts to do this and try to put you back in another mindset, but thank you for willing to share.
Yeah.
Because
I've been
we're in a
thinking about it
place,
all.
yes, we're in a place
Yeah.
where we need healing. So I'm glad you allow yourself to be used as a vessel so someone else can heal and learn from what you went through.
Yeah.
So thank you. All right, so I'm gonna start with a little light before we go deep on the people.
Okay.
How old were you when you discovered that you had breast cancer?
I was 29 years old.
You was 29. Wow.
Yeah.
So you hadn't even reached 30. Yeah,
No.
29. Wow. So what was the event that took place in your life that said, okay, I need to go get tested? What happened to make you go get tested?
Um, at the time,
Hmm.
I was a junior in college at the University of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Um, and at the time, of course, um, I didn't have a steady full time job, so I had health insurance through student health.
Okay.
Um, so and it was very good insurance through student health, um, providing since I was a full time student at the time,
Okay.
um, and being pretty smart a little bit, I guess you would say, just a bit,
Just a little
um,
bit. Okay. You
just a little
smart
bit. I
girl.
was I was holding down 42 credit hours, which is like 7 classes a semester. So
Really?
I was I was into it, yeah.
You was into that. Okay, wow.
So one night, just laying in the bed, flipping
Hmm.
channels, um, I came across this show. Now, this was really kind of before, all this streaming, and we had kind of internet, but it wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. So, pretty much it was just basic channels
Basic
on on
channels.
on TV.
Hmm.
Um, so in the interim of just kind of laying in the bed, flipping channels, I came across this show, Chicago Hope.
Okay.
Um, and it's a medical show. Um,
Hmm.
and the doctor that was, I guess she was like the main character, I guess. Dr. Austin, I'll never forget.
Okay.
Um, had gone to her primary care doctor because she had found a lump in her breast. And so, me being into movies and TV and drama series and things of that sort, I just kind of, continued to watch the show.
To watch the show.
Um, and as the show progressed, and like I said, and she, went and found out that she had this lump. Um,
Hmm.
so, of course, after the show went off, me being 29 and not, I guess, ever being told or thought that was an older person's issue of not,
Hmm.
needing to have mammograms, and of course not having um, any type of family history to my knowledge. I
Okay.
decided, I said, well, let me check my breast and just see, of course, because I was intrigued with this show, and just not thinking anything of it. And as I began to check my breast, lo and behold, there was a lump.
Wow. So watching Chicago Hope, just watched the episode on TV one night, and because you seen that particular episode, it gave I just like maybe just check. And I'm sure you wasn't expecting finding things just because
Not at
seeing
all.
something like that would make anybody want to. Well, let me go just check and see
Yeah.
what's going on because it was new, like new, and it was a new and I call it enlightening. Because
Yeah.
yeah, thinking of the age back 29, like you said, internet, very basic, not a lot
Hmm.
access. The things that we have access now, it wasn't available back
Not at
then.
all. Not at all. It was very,
Gotcha.
very generic, if you would.
And,
So,
right.
um, so that TV show is basically the beginning of my journey.
Journey.
Um, yeah.
Chicago Hope.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that
Thank you,
that
producer
that
Chicago
name
Hope.
alone is very special to me.
Mm.
Hope. Just
Hope.
hope. And I actually have a breast cancer um tattoo on my arm, and
Oh.
it's strength, hope, and courage. So yeah.
I've seen that, and I never really, I would have never put it with that. Put it, with the show. I just put it was because I know you cancer survivor, but I would never put that, put those two together. Wow.
So, and I
Okay.
actually put it on the same side to where my lump was
We
found.
was found. Okay. So now that you discovered we got this lump going on, what was okay? We now you got the lump. Who was? What was your initial thought? Who does this reach out to? Who did I tell? Who did I talk to? What was your next step?
Um, well, um, being an only child for the most part, being raised the only child at home.
Hmm.
Um, my first inclination was call mom.
Okay.
So, I called my mom and basically said, "Mom, I feel this knot in my breast, and I
Hmm.
don't know what this thing is, but I'm gonna make an appointment and go see one of the doctors at
Hmm.
in student health and go get it checked out." She was like, "Yeah, make that appointment, Leah, and go get it checked out, and you make sure you call me and let me know what's going on. Because of course
Going
I'm living on my own. I'm a grown woman. I've been in D.C. I'm back home, and
on. Right.
so I'm grown. So I'm not still living at home. So um, called her and told her what I had discovered.
Hmm.
Um, And I must say, at the time, I was a smoker.
Okay.
Um, and that moment, I still didn't really put it all together.
Yes,
Any
sir.
nothing. I didn't put anything
Okay.
together. I just know I felt a lump, found a lump,
Hello.
and I need to go see a doctor.
Right.
And so I made the appointment for student health and went. And again, that's when the journey continued to move forward.
Smooth forward. Okay. So just to let some of our audience members know. So basically, when you go get tested, they have to do a series of tests.
Right.
In the series of tests, and the results are not instantaneous. They usually have to do a test, then they do a test, then they do a biopsy. Correct?
Correct.
The
Um,
biopsy.
well, what happened was, of course, again, being at the University of Cincinnati, they sent me to the University of Cincinnati Hospital, was
Hospital.
basically down the street. And
Okay.
today, now, it's one of the world renowned hospitals in the world. So I
Mm.
was in good hands all along and never.
How long?
Um,
Wow.
so I go to the doctor at Student Health and they do an exam and of course felt the lump and thought that it was unusual.
Okay.
So they sent me over to the university hospital um, where I was given a doctor named Dr. Hasselgrand.
Okay.
And they did the initial thing was to do what's called needle localization, where they put a needle in where the lump is to see if any fluid comes out.
Okay.
Um, and if fluid comes out 9 times out of 10, um, it's not cancerous. And if it does not, then that's an indication that it's probably cancerous because it's like a hard mass, if you would, like feels like a rock or a pebble or something.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So now that you have learned this information, now you are still what, 29? You said age 29
So this was like in March.
in March. Okay. Now that you have learned this new information, what was the treatment option that they were suggesting? You know, you have breast cancer. Matter of fact, did they tell you at that time? Did you know what stage you was in?
No, what happens is after the needle localization, then they set you up for to have the lump removed.
Okay.
Um, so then you go in to have the lump removed so that it can be biopsied. So they'll do like a
Oh.
small incision to just to remove the lump to to I guess get the confirmation as to
Okay.
whether or not it's cancerous or not.
Cancer. Okay.
Right. So they have to do that, and then they send the tissue around it and the lump itself, or the lump, and they send
Mm.
it off to have it biopsied by the pathologist.
Okay. And so then after the pathology does discover its findings and reading, that's when it report back to say, okay, this is cancerous or that was
Yeah,
cancerous.
yeah. They got back with my surgeon,
Okay.
again, Dr. Hasselgrand, and I'll say it took roughly maybe 5 days to a week, maybe,
Okay.
um, to for him to give me a call back. Um, and when he called, he said that I needed to come to the office to, hear the
Mm.
results or whatever. And so, of course, whew, um,
It's okay, baby. Take your time. It's
uh,
okay. Take your time.
um, hmm. So I called my mom and said we
Okay.
need to go over to find out what's going on. Um, so we get to the office and everything, and of course me and my mom,
Mm.
and he says yes, it's cancerous. So,
Mm.
whew,
Whew.
sorry.
No problem. No problem, honey. Take your time. That is a lot. being at that age and learning that and sharing it with us, putting you back in that thought and in that feeling. So no, take your time. No, take your time. Wow. So in hearing those painful words,
Yeah.
who would you say took it the hardest? Because that's something no mom, nobody's expected to go at that age. You hear that at your age, and then mom realized her daughter has to go through this at this age. Who would you say took it the hardest? You or your mom?
Uh, my mom did, and like I said, it's been, it's been some years now,
Some years now.
and being as young as I was, I never really processed the whole journey, if you
Journey.
would.
Okay,
Um,
that's fair.
but but my mom did. My mom took it the hardest. Um, Sitting in that office, um, she broke down, and
Mm,
I felt like um, I felt like I needed to be strong for my mom
okay.
because I knew that um, that I would make it
Mm.
um, somehow. Um,
Well, you
but
had
I,
that
I
fighting
felt like,
spirit
yeah, yeah. Um, and I knew I had to be strong for my mother.
for your
Um,
mother.
yeah.
And now that you discovered all this information, what was their option for treatments? What did they suggest?
Um, the first doctor that we went to um, suggested that I have a mastectomy,
Okay.
and that was going to be to remove the breast.
Okay. So they say a mastectomy, that means okay, so mastectomy is to remove the breast. Okay.
Yeah, but my mom said, "No, we're not ready to do that. We're
Okay.
not going to do that." And along the journey, um, there's been little indications of God working.
Mm.
Um, the first doctor that I went to, my mom's first name is Nancy,
Okay.
and her maiden name is Walker.
Okay.
Well, her maiden name is actually Lewis, but my grandmother's maiden name, her mother's maiden name was Walker.
Was Walker. Okay.
Just so happened that this first doctor we went to, her name was Nancy Walker.
Oh wow. Two
And
names that you all can resemble with.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Uh, so that was a no go. Mom said, "No, we're not ready to do
We're not
that one."
good. We're
Too
not happy.
young, like,
We got to have something different.
um.
Okay.
So that was a no go.
So that was a no
No
go.
go.
Okay. So um so now correct me if I'm wrong. 'Cause just going by what I've learned, what I know so far about the process. So in order to because they found the lump. Um Now I know sometimes they do radiation to like treat it. I mean, maybe shrink it before they go in and to remove it. Did that happen in your situation?
No, because I was assigned to some very, very renowned, um, just awesome doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was a full time student at the university,
Versus, okay,
they took like overly, extremely good care of me. Um,
okay,
I
good
mean,
hands, good,
very, very
good
good care.
hands.
So no, once it was found out that it was cancerous and all that, then I had to go in and actually have surgery to go in to check. lymph nodes to see if it has spread,
Okay.
um, and to go in and remove the breast tissue and stuff around where the breast was. I mean, where
Okay.
the lump was.
What the lump was. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
once you,
that was the process after it was um, confirmed and concluded that it was cancer. Now it was time to go in and clean out that area, take away some tissues, check lymph nodes, and they cut up under your armpit and they took 27 lymph nodes out. And by the grace of God, none of them had been infected. So that meant that it was a lump that stayed there
this
in
stage
that
there.
particular place. Um, and the lump was like a centimeter and a half. So it was considered stage two,
Okay.
because stage four is more likely when the lump is larger, and of course it has began to spread out to the lymph nodes and to other parts of the body.
All right, somebody.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. So now that we know that we're in stage two, you've had the surgery, they removed the lymph nodes, none had spread it, and he was 27 lymph nodes. Wow. And you said they cut up under your arm.
Yeah, and so cutting under your arm, they cut nerves and tissues and all of that. So that was another healing process of its own, beside being cut on the
Beside
breast.
on the breast. So you basically got cut in two places. Oh wow. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So were chemo or radiation ever involved in your process?
Yes.
Okay.
I had 42 bouts of radiation, which totaled 5 days a week, for like 6 weeks, I believe it was, because it was 5 days a week,
Mm.
from Monday through Friday, and I went every day. Um, so that was 42 treatments, and I'm fairly light skinned per se, not not more fair skinned, but a little pecan tannish, if you
And
would.
okay.
Um, but the radiation made that particular area where they were focused on, it became very dark. I would say it was about like the color of a remote control or a piece of charcoal. It became very, very, very,
Oh
very dark.
wow. That's very dark.
Very dark.
Wow. Now, what's the difference between radiation and chemo?
Radiation is something that you don't feel per
Okay.
se. It's just like getting an X-ray, if you would, but they are shooting radiated beam to a designated spot.
Okay.
But because the radiation is in that spot for a period of time, that's what makes the discoloration.
Discoloration. Okay. So
And
basically, they were shooting radiation where the lump was
was
essentially was. Okay. And then chemo, that's when
you get
forgive me
it
if I say
the
the wrong
IV,
word,
or you
through
get
the
it through
IV. Oh, the
or
fusion center. Okay. So it's
or
like you was
port.
in the a port. Okay. And so usually that's done in the fusion center, right?
Yeah, I went to where my oncology doctor was
Hmm.
at the time, and it was the chemo suite, and I went there
Okay.
every 8 days, and I
Every
did
eight
that for,
days.
I think it was like, so about 6 months, 6 to 8 months. I did chemotherapy, so it was very intensive, um, very strong chemotherapy. But again, um, I had some really, really good doctors,
About
really
this.
good
And
doctors.
so you got a great support team behind the scene too.
Yeah,
So that definitely makes the difference.
yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness. And at this time, you are still so we still 29. We still
I'm
29.
now 30.
You're
I'm now
30.
30 because my
So now
birthday
you're
came up in October.
okay. So you're now 30, having to go through chemo, radiation. Were you still able to stay in school?
Yeah, Yeah, I was actually by this time, time has passed, and I came out of school in '98. I
Okay.
graduated in '98, so this was like '96 going into '97. So I still was able to balance it because I knew that that was the way for me to fight, and I kept myself busy.
You kept yourself busy. Wow. So, whew, Jesus, at the age, having to go through that. Now, in the process, did the cancer affect other areas of the body, or did something else? Did they say what might have caused this, or what something could be fueling it, or you was once after this procedure, it was done?
Excuse me, let me get something to drink. Hold on a second.
Okay, no problem.
Um, yeah, it did. Um, so at this time, um, we were trying to figure out where, was it hereditary? Was it, something that I was just the first person in my family to be um, a courier
Diagnosed. Okay,
of it
theory. Okay,
or what? So, again, by this time, now I'm out of school. I
okay,
graduated from school and I was having a lot of issues with my cycle.
okay.
Um, so, um, they wanted to try to figure out what was going on.
Okay.
So I go to a not my cancer doctor, no, well, not my oncologist, not my radiation doctor, not my surgeon. So now I'm with a OBGYN doctor.
Okay.
Um, and this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Um, being, and I'm putting myself out here. Being a lesbian woman,
Hmm.
I'm full fledged, and
Okay.
I say this with no um, derogatives or no judgments or anything. I've
Hmm.
been gay since probably I could walk.
Okay.
I've been a lady lover for many, many years.
Yes.
Um, and so having to deal with the OBGYN was an experience. Um,
Mm.
having to have these very evasive processes take place, meaning having to have pap smears, having to have stuff that I was not a fan of by a
Uh,
long shot.
so let's go back before we move forward. Make sure we don't lose our audience.
Okay.
When you say you've been a lady of love for many years, is it safe to say essentially you basically have never had sex with a man?
Correct.
So by you actually going on this journey and having to go to an OBGYN, you are definitely taking a trip down a lane that you basically have no, lack of words, experience and in an area that is very fresh and unused.
Correct.
Mm. Whew, okay. I
That's
just
what I.
wanted to I just wanted to get that out there and make sure I was on the same page and we so essentially a virgin for the first time having to go to the OBGYN at the age of 30 or
I
32.
think we're about 32 now. Yeah.
Okay. So now at the age of 32. having to get on this table at an OBGYN and having to go through these invasive process. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Whoo wee. Taking me down memory lane, Brandon.
I know, babe. I know. Oh, thank you for being bold and going there with us. Wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, it was for other lesbian women that might be watching. I, I'm opening up. I'm giving you my story, and I'm giving you the truth. I'm giving you, um, hopefully, um, courage to take care of yourself.
Yes. So,
Um, but I'm talking about some things um, that I have not shared with anybody, and so now when Brandon decides to ask me to do this, I am sharing it with God only knows how many people at this point, and I've never talked about this before.
what about this before? Thank you for being a willing vessel. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Thank you for being transparent because this is something that you didn't have to do, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Thank you for being transparent because essentially, I guarantee if you only save one person's life, your story was well worth it. So thank you for willing to do this. And you didn't put up a fight. We talked about it. You know, I told you I'll be there with you. And thank you for sharing. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
So I'll just go a little further, and I will say for women who have not had the experience that most or some women as society considers normal have not been sexually active with the opposite sex. Um, I know what you're going through. I know what it's like. And like I told you the other day, Brandon, um, mm,
Take your time. Take your time. It's okay. Take your time. Take your time. It's
I felt
okay.
violated. Um, I felt like if I don't do it, I'm gonna die.
Right.
Then I have to leave my mom. I have to leave people I care about. And then I thought, is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Because now, not only am I dealing with breast cancer, I'm dealing with stuff. Um, never felt suicidal or
Mm-hmm.
homicidal for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But being so young and probably feeling like, who do you talk to? Who do
Right.
you go to? You know? Who
Right.
who
Oh.
um, and it just like I told you the other night, I just felt like I was being taken advantage of. And it wasn't because um anybody was doing anything to harm me, but in my mind, it was like y'all can't find no other way to figure this shit out for real, you know?
Right.
And I mean, some shit that they got in them OBGYN doctors, it's like, where the fuck you going with that?
With that.
Go find a small. Go get a pair of tweezers or something, because that shit right there is not getting ready to go
No. Ah.
at all, at all. Um. So I'm saying that to other women who may be in that same category, that I understand, because I just didn't like it, man. I just didn't fucking like it, you know.
Right.
But I knew if
Right.
I
You stuck at what is to do? Like, where do I want to live? Do I is it worth the process? A mean of thoughts, and then you said a very strong word. You felt violated.
very much so, Brandon.
You felt violated, and when a person feels violated, that is that is something that puts people mental in a whole nother area, because essentially your first time having to have that experience is on the table trying to decide whether we're going to save your life, and this is not something you ask for. This is like you kind of almost like you don't have a choice. Like, am I going to do this to live? Is it worth it? What else? What are the other options? Is it you sure this is the only way? Like, what is this? Why? Ain't nothing new came out, and of course, I know being your age, you've seen technology advance, so it's like had nothing advanced yet for another way. So having to experience that on a first time basis, and that's I'm imagining the pain. I'm imagining the trauma behind it, like the thought process of having to go through this. And this is not just a one time situation. I'm sure this is something you had to probably do repeatedly because of tests, having to do this and having to go through this process because they're trying to find, and if they didn't go per se deep enough, I can truly imagine how that can be violated.
Yeah,
I can truly imagine how that can be violated.
yeah,
Wow. And
yeah.
having to go through that. And you said a key word. When nobody talks about this. So you've been essentially had to internalize all of this. Figure out how to cope through it at night by yourself, how to cope through it through this, something you could be riding down the street and something could make you think of that moment. Having to internalize and process all of this. So I get it. I get it. I totally get it.
Yep.
And have that experience and to be forced at that, I don't want to say forced, but it's kind of like I really don't want this route, but what are my options at this point?
Correct. You're right.
Mm,
Yeah, you're right. So,
wow.
um, after I go through all that, um, they say, um, they go back to my surgeon, and they say, well, your breast cancer, what we're finding out, because I was diagnosed with endometriosis. That was the reasoning behind the discomfort
Ocular
during the
Link is
cycle.
out,
This
and I
was
played lots of
the reason for just all of that
Okay.
particular part of the female stuff that was going on,
Going
for
on.
me to go to the doctor in the beginning for that. Um, so it was then, wow, man. Then it was asked of me if I ever planned to have any kids.
Oh.
I'm 32 years old. I'm not in a committed relationship, but not knowing how to process. Now, mind you, my mom is here with me every step of the way in all these appointments, except for, of course, being the OBGYN in the room.
Right.
Um, I went through a lot with this. Let me just kind of scoot back just a little bit when they were trying to figure out what kind of cancer. I had to have what was called a spinal tap.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And when I tell you that shit hurt, that shit hurt. An epidural don't have shit on a spinal tap. And they're literally tapping into your spine with the needle to pull out spinal fluid to test it for various different types of cancer. So that was back then before the OBGYN.
Before the
I done
OBGYN.
went through that also. So coming back up to the OBGYN doctor, and I'm a gay woman through and through,
Right.
but I have not ever forgotten that I'm a woman,
Woman.
first and foremost. So, first and foremost, not forgetting that
Mhm.
that monthly cycle is something that reminds you of it. Now, I'm what you would consider an aggressive in the aggressive form of a gay woman.
Okay.
Um, so if I don't have to have that anymore, I'm all for it.
You out for it.
I'm
Okay.
all for it. So that means I don't have to go down that aisle no more.
No more them pass out. You be like,
I don't
skip.
have to go there no more, Brenda. I promise you, I can go past that damn aisle so fast you just thought the damn grocery store was on fire.
You just got your first.
I mean, I bypass
You
that
be like,
aisle by any means necessary. And if
you
I'm
like,
in a relationship with a woman, baby, please don't ask me to go buy no pad. Cause I'm sorry to tell you, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Look.
I'm not going out this aisle with you. Can't do it.
I'll meet you over in the milk, the eggs. That aisle, I ain't going.
You like,
But if I need to, happy wife, happy life. You know what I'm
life.
saying? So
Right.
yeah, might have to go down that aisle again, but it won't be for me.
Oh, oh my goodness.
So you know, come to find out, to speed the story up some, my breast cancer was being fueled by estrogen,
Really?
which is your female hormone. Yeah. So that's why I was posed the question if I plan to have any kids. And again, not thinking about it, not really. But as I've gotten older and thinking about it,
Mm-hmm.
I wish that I would have at least had my eggs frozen, because I'm sure I would have had that option,
Mm-hmm.
but not thinking of it. And I think through the whole process and everything that I've gone through,
True.
that's one of the things I wish I had done.
Get done. So, just to clarify and make sure I'm on the same page, essentially what you're telling me, the very thing that make you a woman is what is fueling your breast cancer. What's fueling your breast cancer?
Correct.
Wow. Wow.
That's what I said. Wow.
The thing that determine your sex, as we like to say, this is what makes you quote unquote a woman. Is was feeling the breast cancer. That is that's a pill to swallow. That is a pill to swallow. That is a pill to swallow. And then being at your age, faced with having to have hysterectomy, would that be correct? Hysterectomy?
Correct.
Having to have a hysterectomy? Wow. Mm. Okay.
So, and like I said, not really thinking about it much. Um,
Much.
you know, not realizing that even if getting in a relationship with a woman and we want to have kids,
Right.
um, I want somebody to look like me.
Right. Mm.
You
At
know what I
some
mean?
point,
So
I get it.
it it messed with your mental.
Mess with your mental.
It
I
messed with
get it.
but again, we're talking about saving my life.
Life. And so that was
To save your
this,
life, do what I need to do to save my
to
life. But then I wasn't posed with the question of being able to preserve part of my womanhood to eventually have a life,
right.
if that makes
Gotcha. I got you. That makes perfect sense. Right. It was just kind of like it was all taken away so fast. You never really had time to process and really think about the actions that was taken. It was kind of like this one needs to be done, and we're at this point, yes or no, what we're gonna do.
it. Yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
So after having your having your hysterectomy, how did life start? Then, first of all, was the surgery success? Let's start there. After was it a successful surgery? How did things end after surgery?
Yeah, surgery was successful. I had a complete full hysterectomy, meaning they took everything.
Okay,
They took everything. No ovaries, no nothing.
nothing
Nothing left. It's a hollow shell at this point.
at this point.
Um,
Okay,
so coming out of surgery, I was put into what's called uh, surgical menopause.
okay,
As soon as I awakened from surgery, I was in menopause and I was sweating like I had been running from a
oh
dog catcher.
wow.
So
So
those
you was already having your private summers and all that.
immediately, immediately
Wow.
on for it went on for about a good 10 years.
Okay.
Every now and then, I'll still have a night sweat if I drink alcohol or something, and then go to bed or whatever. Um, but for the most part, I don't stay hot, but I could keep a fan going.
You just keep playing going. Okay. Gotcha. Wow. And that happened for 10 years. Okay. So now you done did radiation, chemo, you went through the OBGYN. Now you done had the full hysterectomy. And you are 32?
Yeah.
When you're 32. Okay. Oh, Jesus. How was life after hysterectomy? Did we have any other more major complications, or did they discover something else, or what happened with
Well,
life?
after the when they were performing the hysterectomy,
Hmm.
because the endometriosis was quite vast. It had attached itself to my bladder. to my bowel to just other different little organs and stuff
Mm.
during that time. Um, so they put a hole in my bladder.
Shut up, girl. Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Hold up. So, doing the hysterectomy surgery, because they were trying to remove, lack of words, I'm going to say, the cancer cells. It was attached to your bladder. They accidentally punched a
Well,
hole.
it wasn't cancer. Endometriosis comes from when a woman has her monthly cycle and it's tissue that is being released through the vaginal area.
Oh,
And when all of the tissue is not fully ejected, that's why women have, and it might be a little graphic, but if women have a lot of clotting
mm,
and things of that sort, and all the tissue that does not come out during that 5 day, 7 day, however
something
many day
cycle.
um, period that this cycle is on, that tissue begins to form itself and is left behind, and it doesn't have anything else to do but attach itself to other organs. And so that's what
Organs.
creates the endometriosis. It's that tissue that's left behind.
Ah, okay. Thank you for the education. And not endometrial cancer, but just endometrial, the tissue that was left behind, and
Yeah.
it attached itself to another organ.
Now that's just endometriosis. Now I'm not sure about how cervical cancer or ovarian cancer. I'm not sure if that is a cancer that starts from something like that, or if it starts just because of its own type of cancer, or
Cancer or
what the
something.
case may be. But in my case, the endometriosis was from that. So
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. So the process of them trying to fix that during surgery, they actually put a hole in your bladder.
yes,
Oh, Leah,
I know, child. Trust me, I know.
Leah. So
So
you coming out of surgery? Ooh, wait, you coming out of surgery? So when the doctor tells you that, what was this? Because tell us about that. When the doctor tell you that, what did they say? What was the option? What did you have to do to to what they have to do to fix it? You know, basically what they have to do to fix it. What's the treatment?
I had to uh I had to have oh, what do they call it? A catheter.
Mm.
Now I done already told you I wasn't too fond about that OBGYN situation. So now you got some more shit coming from. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I said this is extremely uncomfortable, and we're gonna have to figure out what else can be done because this ain't gonna work for me at all. Under no circumstances is this gonna
And
work.
What's
work.
up?
So they took that away, and they were able to go um, right right below the bikini line, kind of sorta, but right
Mm.
they
There.
they put a little small incision, and that's where they put the tube through that way to get to my bladder. But yes, I had to wear a colostomy bag for a period of time. But I dressed that girl up though. It wasn't that nice, but I Louis Vuitton and poloed that damn bag the fuck out. You hear me?
Okay.
I dressed it up like it was part of my damn outfit.
Yes. She said, damn it. If we gonna wear it, we gonna have to look good with this. We're gonna have to It's gonna have to
I
blend
cared.
in. We're gonna get some normalcy in life
I
around
did.
here.
Yes, I did. I dressed it up. I did. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Oh my goodness. Simone Reyes, thank you for watching. She said, glad
My
you went
finger.
through it so you can be here with us today.
Thank you, Simone.
And Akila Trailer, oh my God, we as women go through so much in life. I'm so sorry you have experienced this, but this is what this is what have made you the strong woman that you are today. You go, friend. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Akila.
Thank you, Akila.
Oh my goodness, Leah. Oh my goodness. So now you, girl, you just like, so from 29 up to 32, this is like the prime, this is supposed to be the prime of your life, and you are trying to still stay on this earth. It's like things are constantly coming at you left, right, front, back, trying to take your life away from you, and you just want to live and enjoy life and graduate and work in the field that you don't work hard for that degree.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my goodness.
So
Okay.
now we was trying to skip over the female owl for the sanitary pads and the damn
Pass.
what they call it, the stay free with the wings and
Oh
all
yeah.
this and this. I'm like, man,
And the
shit,
sanitary napkins. Yeah,
what?
you trying to run from them? Ah.
I tried to run from that out, and damn it, if they didn't put a hole in my bladder, now I gotta go to the granny pads. I said, I be god damn. These folk trying to kill me for real,
They
Brandon.
trying
I
to
don't
kill you
know
for
what's
real.
going on. Now I
That is
got
now you gotta go get you some depends.
good. Poise became my damn friend. I'm like, these people trying to take me out. I
Oh
don't know
my
who got it.
goodness.
Somebody got something to root on my ass or something. 'Cause, man,
Oh, oh
yeah.
my goodness. Girl, Lord, you don't skip 1 hour. You trying to
They
get
had
out
to
of one
go
eye,
to
they
the
done put you on another one. They gonna put you on the back eye.
what? They put me
You come
damn
off the
right there by the pharmacy to the damn senior citizen aisle. I'm like, damn, I ain't but 30 years old, and I'm down here with the, and I love the older ladies, but damn, they got these big ass damn bags. The shit like fucking overnight bags. The bitches are so big, man. I'm like, what in the hell? Now I'm still trying to be kind of, a little fly or whatever. And I got this damn like a sailboat in between my damn legs. I'm like, man, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way.
way. Oh my goodness. Yes, there got to be a better way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because I
Oh,
never wanted, I wasn't a panty wearer, old
right.
petite thongs and shit. So I'm a boxer girl. You
See
know
a
what I'm
box
saying? I
there,
like
right. So you
boxers
like
and boxer briefs and shit. I can't wear no damn granny toys with no damn boxers. Them shits would have slid out, been down on the floor. I'm embarrassed. I can't. So now I'm damn scared. And so that's the psychological thing. Now I got to go buy some damn panties because I got to be able to hold this shit in fucking place. I'm like, oh man, these folks trying to take me out.
You used to breathing and being free. Now you gotta get all tight and
What?
snap.
Oh, and not only that, you got to change them. And you use a damn near a whole roll of toilet paper to roll that shit up, and now you can't throw it just in the garbage can. You got to throw that shit in the dumpster some damn
Dust
way.
somewhere.
It's bad, man. I tell you, the senior citizens got it bad. I hate
They
it.
got. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
bad, man.
so
I'm telling
happy to. Um, that. Wow.
you, it's bad.
So, girl, you made me laugh on that one. Oh my goodness. So after you would eat granny pads, you had to walk around with granny pads. You got to drink a colossal bag.
Yeah.
You trying to enjoy everyday life. Oh my goodness. How long did you have to go through that process?
So everything ended around the 33-ish, 34-ish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that's with the chemo, the radiation,
So,
the breast surgeries, the hysterectomies, and all
yeah.
that.
You know what? Oh my goodness. So now you had this counselor in.
Yeah, I
Now
had to
tell
hurry
them
up and check that shit out because that shit was not cool at all. It
at
that
all.
no, I wasn't feeling that.
Feeling that at all. Tell me this. Now, when it was time to take that catheter out, being where it was located,
The first
was
time or the second time?
the second time, being that it's
Uh-huh.
located in this area,
Hmm.
was it easier to come out
No,
or? Oh
no.
wow.
It was very, 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 very painful. Um, because it had been in there a while, and your body heals relatively fast if you're in relatively good health.
Health.
And I was on some really good vitamins. And for those of you out here, men, women, and whoever is listening, and if you're looking for a good vitamin and you're not one to like to take pills,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've been on this vitamin that you can get from like Vitamin World or the Vitamin Shop or something like that. They don't carry it at GNC, but
Mm-hmm.
it's called Miracle 2000, and it's liquid,
Okay.
and you take like a capful a day, and I praise it. Um, it's you can
Miracle
catch it on
2000.
sale sometime for like 19.99. Um,
Okay.
but for the most part, I want to say it's um probably about $24, maybe
Okay.
24, 29, somewhere around there. But at this point, when it comes to saving my life, I will pay whatever is necessary.
Right. Okay. Miracle 2000.
Yeah.
And you can get it at Walmart and other pharmacies.
I don't even think they have it at Walmart pharmacy. Like I said, I do know it's at like Vitamin Shop, Vitamin World.
Okay.
You could probably order it online as well, but I do know GNC does not carry it. I do know that.
Okay. I'm putting it in the comments for the people.
Okay.
Vitamin Shop, Vitamin World. Okay.
And it's got a lot of the trace minerals and all your amino acids and your daily supply calcium and stuff like that. So,
Gotcha. So that
but
is
one
good.
thing I will say though, when you go through a hysterectomy, and your body is no longer producing estrogen, um,
Mm-hmm.
you do uh, run the risk, and it's a very high risk of um, starting to have bone loss.
Really?
Um, so you will then start to go towards the premature stages of osteoporosis, or osteopenia is what is called, prior to full-fledged osteoporosis, which is something else that older people tend to get, and that's why they are more prone to having fractures, little small fractures.
Fractures.
And I have um, witnessed, and I've had some broken bones, but now I'm on a particular injection called Prolia. I'm sure you've
Okay.
probably seen that on some of these commercials that tell you all these wonderful side effects,
Side effects. Yeah.
um, but it has been good for me. So yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. So, Leah, girl, 29 to 32 was rough.
It was rough.
That was rough. We're glad to see you pull through. You made it. You here with us today. You was able to tell your story. And we appreciate that. We honor you for that. We respect and love you for that. Being transparent with us, even through the hardest part of telling your truth. Thank you for sharing your story with Life with Brandon.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, and I'm willing to come back again and talk about the project that has made such a joy in my life today. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for watching. Life with Brandon, the Thursday episode. Today's topic was surviving breast cancer as a lesbian lady. And Leah has shared her story with us down that journey of not only surviving um surviving breast cancer, but surviving the mental status of it as well. Because there were some tumultuous things that happened along her journey that affected her mentally, and she is surviving that. She's open and willing to talk about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, take time, watch the video again, watch the show again. If you have any questions, you can always shoot a message online. We'll definitely make sure she reach out. Now, Lee, I know you're not that active on social media, but if they just really want to reach out to you, how can they find you?
Nowadays they can find me at work. But if
Okay.
they want to get in touch with me, they can email me. And because I am so transparent, and because I want to see all women make it through, and I guess one closing thing that I will say, ladies, please, 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 please take care of yourself. Check your
Yes.
body, know your body, and be in tune with your body.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
I will give out my personal number. I don't know if that's good or bad or indifferent.
Give us
I'll
an
let
email. Give us an email.
my email is Leah Lea dot F as in
Mm-hmm.
Frank Pearson Pearson the number one at gmail.com.
Leah.F.Pearson, the number one at gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, Leah, thank you so much for coming on the show today, sharing your story with us. Thank you for putting us up with the technical difficulties on yesterday. We went live today and everything went well. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoy your weekend. It's been another great, wonderful episode of Life with Brandon. Please remember to like and subscribe. Let's give a shout out to Art Network, Atlanta Radio Theater. They are the reason why we're on these multiple platforms. They take us live every Wednesday. Also, remember, like, subscribe to Art and Life with Brandon. We're a team. We're on the Art Network. You all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend tomorrow. It's Friday. You all turn up for this weekend if y'all gonna do anything. Have fun for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend. Probably not too much of nothing. But work. Because I definitely got some work I need to do. All right, you all have a good night. And again, thank you for watching Life with Brandon. Bye bye.
Peace out.